If this is your first time on our channel, we recommend starting with our brief introduction on the top right corner.
Morning. Thursday was an active trading day in global markets, with risk assets continuing to rally, driven by Beijing's stimulus efforts and a sharp recovery for the Chinese equity market. The CSI 300 stock index rallied 4.2% yesterday and is now in positive territory in 2024, following a steep recovery of 16% in just 8 days. Ahead of next week-long holiday, Beijing announced more measures today to revive its economy, including a reduction of the reserve requirement ratio by 0.5% and the issuance of $280 billion worth of sovereign debt. Stocks are gaining another 4% in mainland and Hong Kong. In Europe, yesterday's notable winners were luxury goods companies, with the top 4 stocks in the sector, LVMH, Hermes, Kering, and Richemont, jumping nearly 10%, to become the best-performing large caps of the day and propelling the broad Stoxx 600 to an all-time high. Paris CAC 40 index was the key mover among Eurozone benchmarks, with a 2.3% gain, helping the blue-chip Euro Stoxx 50 index post its best day since November 2022, also advancing 2.3%. Stocks on Wall Street also shifted higher, by a more modest amount, but enough for the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrials to finish at fresh record highs. In local currency terms, the S&P 500 is 20% higher year-to-date, double the Stoxx 600's return. The best-performing Eurozone index is Madrid's IBEX with an 18% return this year. In commodities, Saudi Arabia plans to increase crude oil production to recover market share, after failing to lift prices to its $100 target. Brent fell 2.5% for a second consecutive day, and is at $71.40 this morning. There were no significant moves in other asset classes, with bond yields ending mixed and little changed. 10-year bonds at 2.17%, treasuries at 3.79%, and gilts at 4.01%. Britain's fixed income market is the main mover this month, as yields reversed their initial rally in September and have risen during the last 8 trading days. In monetary policy decisions, the Swiss National Bank cut rates by 25 basis, the third time this year, to 1% and sent a dovish signal. Mexico also eased policy by 25 basis to 10.5%, as anticipated. In economics, the final US GDP update for Q2 was confirmed at a healthy 3% annualized rate, on the back of strong consumer spending. The Q1 reading was revised upwards to 1.6%. In corporate deals, it's worth noting a pickup in IPO activity, with India's food delivery startup, Swiggy, filing to list with a $15 billion valuation target, as it aims to raise $1.2 billion. In US markets yesterday, 3 relevant listings. Biotech BioAge Labs raised $200 million, Healthcare Guardian Pharmacy Services raised $112 million, and natural gas producer, BKV Corp, sold shares for $270 million. Companies raised $30 billion in US exchanges so far this year, more than doubling last year's figure. In debt capital markets, the notable corporate issuer yesterday was Broadcom, placing senior unsecured bonds rated BBB in 5, 7 and 9-year maturities. In sovereign issues, Turkey placed its single largest dollar bond, raising $3.5 billion, with a 10-year bond rated single B+, priced at 298 over treasuries for a 6.75% yield. Data today: US PCE inflation and personal consumption. consumer inflation in Japan, France and Belgium, GDP and CPI in Spain, producer inflation in Italy, and Eurozone sentiment indicators. That's all for this week. Enjoy your weekend.
Visit laconicbriefs.com to subscribe to our newsletter, including this audio podcast with an extended script if you prefer to read, plus performance tables and charts, all in one place. Delivered straight to your inbox every morning, Monday to Friday.